Hey guys, what's going on? Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome back to the channel. And I'm going to be doing a little bit different video today. I've already done just a while back review on Lot of Us Rave Now Rouge. Please check that out. I'm going to upload this side by side with this video. And time here is around 3, like some minutes past 3 in the morning. Okay. So today I don't know, I just had dinner a while back. I'm a little bit tired from that, but hopefully you can still hear me. And topic today we're going to cover is why Middle Eastern fragrance houses are ruling the market. Or you can, I don't know, I haven't thought of like a topic just yet or title just yet. Maybe something like why people hate clones. I would like to cover that. Why it's getting a lot of hatred or bashing, and sometimes why it's getting so much love and popularity. I have done this kind of video before, but I like to give you my analysis from my observation in the market while I'm doing this work. Okay, so it's not just Middle Eastern houses that make clones. To be clear, a lot of design niche houses also make clones. Okay, dupes or something like they copy the DNA of something very popular. I'm going to hit the points very straightforward, not going to be, diplomatic. Okay. So, I'm just putting these fragrances right in front of me because these are available, these are affordable, and on more or less, these are budget friendly fragrances. Okay. So, when I talk about clones, and I was telling you, people do seem to mind when Middle Eastern fragrances like Latafa, Armaf, Ajmal, Afnan, they're doing it. People are bashing them, but while as reality is, they don't talk about when house like Mansera, they did Instant Crush, obviously inspired by Baccarat Rouge. I have nothing against it. Most of the people who use clones, they don't usually bash people who are using niche or niche brands. It's highly likely the people who are bashing these other way around, like people who are wearing expensive cologne. And imagine, I'll tell you as I go discuss why people go upset. So these fragrances get a lot of bashing, a lot of love. So it's kind of like polarizing thing. So I think I started my journey in 2014-15 and I started reviewing in 2016. So I was in fragrance game for now almost 10 years plus officially, but I've been doing reviews like 7, 8 years. It's been a long time. Okay, a lot of reviews, and I learned a lot of things, observed a lot of things. I'll share it with you. So when I saw Arma of Club de Nuit Intense Man, this fragrance came out. I have it near me. Wait, I'll get it. Okay, if in case by now you don't know, it's like a city name. Okay, this fragrance when it came out first. Okay, let me remove this one. I'll keep city name as an example. Okay, when this one came out, I saw the bottle and I heard it was a great clone of Creed's Aventus. Okay, I do have old style bottle, and I ended up buying this City back in the days. Now they have EDP, EDT, Perfume, Pure, Perfume, Limited Edition, Oil, a lot of variation. But when it came out first, it was just the EDP, Club de Intense Man, EDP. So, I mean, sorry, EDT, sorry. So I did not really like, as unbiased opinion, I did not really care for this bottle design. It looked pretty tacky for me. It looked cheap. Okay, at that time, the sprayers were horrible. They used to get rusty and then the paint would come off. The quality of sprayers and then bottles were not very good. And then it was harsh in the opening. I did not like the opening. I just loved original Aventus when I smelled it, and I felt like they are world apart. Okay, but as time progressed, what happened with the clone industry is that the fragrances got better. If you talk about some of the Middle Eastern perfumes, you cannot differentiate. If you give it to non-frag heads, like people who do not know much about perfumes, if you give Baccarat Rouge and a clone of Baccarat Rouge to, like, just a normal person, they will say it's the same. And that is a big concern for people who are wearing expensive fragrances. Because Baccarat Rouge, I'll tell you one thing, it was never cheap. MFK fragrances like Grand Soir, Baccarat Rouge, Oud Satin Mood, Oud Silk Mood, I saw the prices 70 ml. Back in the days, it was going for $250 plus. Now it's like $300. So $70 for, sorry, 70 ml for 300 something dollars, 200 something dollars is not everybody's budget. Okay. So, and now things got worse after COVID. I'm coming to that point. But I slowly started understanding the clone fragrances have a particular place in the community for one very obvious reason. Not everybody is super rich. Okay. And I belong to somewhere in the middle in the society or community. I'm outside middle class. Okay. So for me, I'm not super rich, I'm not super poor. So thank God that I have basic needs covered and a bit more. And by grace of God, I got so many, I got lucky enough to get so many things in my life I'm thankful for. But there are a lot of people in the world who are struggling to get basic food, water, shelter, human rights, and there's a war going on, a lot of things, upsetting things going on, and people have to travel often 5-6 kilometers by foot to get decent drinking water. So in that kind of scenario, there's always going to be people who are also rich. But if you see, I think my imagination would be like 95% of the world is poor, 5% or 6% hardly is the super rich one who hold most number of riches, right? Like the land or money. So it goes deeper than fragrances. So who can buy these fragrances? Perfumes are luxury items. Perfumes are not something that you need to survive. Perfumes are something that fragrance is something that makes you smell nice, give you the feel of luxury, or relaxation, or you want to smell, make an impression, smell nice. But as time goes by, people want to have a taste of things. Like, let's say, people who cannot afford BMW, Mercedes Benz, they can look for some of the alternatives, right? Like Toyota. If you cannot afford Toyota, go cheaper. There are a lot of brands like China made brands. They have offered brand new cars for even less price than a second-hand Toyota or something like a used Toyota. That's the case in Bangladesh. So let's say, for example, if you want to buy, let's say, Haval, it's a great brand. It's being, popular in the community or our country for some time. Build quality and everything, it's up for debate, but they're offering SUVs for, say, 40,000, like, or is it 4,000? I don't know. It's like, let's say, we say in Bangladesh, 40 lakhs taka, something like that. I think it's maybe 4 or 40,000, maybe $40,000, something. I'm not quite sure. Maybe 4,000. Okay. So when you see the conversion, like 40 lakhs taka in Bangladesh, you can get like a second-hand premium or used premium or a reconditioned premium, which is used, which is not a brand new car. That is a much lower grade car, much less feature, but just for the brand name, people buy Toyotas sometimes over the China SUVs, right? But SUVs are much bigger car, much futuristic, looks like Audi. A lot of features are like that. So we have different customer base, and people have different affordability. If someone save up all their life and buy a Toyota, maybe that's a dream for them. Some people have 10 cars in their house. They have a huge house, they have a building, they have properties. For them, buying a brand new car every year is not a big deal, right? So they have multiple rides. So same way, fragrances, not everybody can afford expensive fragrances. Let's say niche perfumes nowadays is out of people's league. Like brands like Creed, Amwash, Kilian, MFK, okay, Frederick Mall. These are brands normal people would not dream to get or imagine they're gonna buy a full bottle of, because that could be equivalent to someone's salary or a fraction of their salary or one big portion of their salary. People are not mad. They're not gonna buy Portrait of a Lady or something like an Aventus, every month. That's not what they're gonna do. They're gonna buy their priority first, right? So was the next year is designer fragrances. Back in the time before the COVID started, I think that's what changed the whole world. More or less, everybody knows the world economy sort of fell apart. A lot of shopping malls closed, businesses died, and people lost lives. It's very upsetting times. I still am traumatized by those times when I was scared for my life, my family, my known ones, many people I lost. So that time it messed up the whole world's economy, not just our country, everywhere. And people had to stop traveling, everything, like all the businesses fell apart, tourism fell apart. And after that, what happened was, immediately when everything started operating again, prices started going high. And to make things worse, I think the Russia war that's happening right now, uh, that war, it created sort of like scarcity that people had to pay for. How? Because that sort of sparked the outrage in the fuel market. Fuel became expensive, and many places, the luxury goods, everything went up, expensive. So people could not afford like designer fragrances no more. And when I say that, I'm not joking. A Versace back in the days used to cost like $40-$45. Sometimes you could get it for 35, within 40, decent. At that point, it would make sense. You can get a lot of designer Eros, 1 million, this and that. So you pay $65, you can get a very high-end designer fragrance, more or less, apart from some other brands, okay? But what I'm trying to say, until one point, 2018-19, designer fragrance ruled, okay? After that, when the market started happening, like opening again, these fragrances started coming out. And I'll tell you one thing, Middle Eastern fragrances were still affordable. So people saw their price range, and designer fragrances were no longer affordable to people. Like a Dylan Blue I bought, I remember, $45 for 100 ml once. Now it's going for 70 something dollars for 100 ml. That is almost double the price. Okay, forget about niche. Okay, back in time 2015-16, these fragrances, I would say Aventus could be bought for $180. Yes, full 120 ml, Amouage $150 or less, 100 ml. These fragrances were affordable, not affordable, but within people's reach, people could still buy whole line of Creed. But now, this 120 ml of Aventus, okay, this fragrance, if you see it somewhere, they're going to be selling this for almost $1,000. Okay, so $150,000, you can see the jump. Okay, even if you buy just a regular 100 ml Aventus, that will cost you easily over $400. So now your money, became less powerful than before, because your income didn't increase. Some people lost jobs, some people did not get raised, some people got pay cut, and imagine everything got expensive. So what does it mean? Your purchasing power sort of reduced. So that sort of pushed people to a different segment, which is called Middle Eastern fragrances. And so not all Middle Eastern fragrances are cheap. Like this is Al Haramain Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. It's more expensive, but Kismet Angel, Tabak by Latafa, these perfumes, okay, many other fragrances like Badialu, Latafa Rave now, or Mahir. These fragrances are still affordable, and they are ruling because they are selling absolutely everywhere: Russia, Africa, Asia, Philippines, India. Don't just think of your own country. There are a lot of other countries who have demand in perfumes. And these fragrances, what they do is $22 to $35. That's the top price you have to pay for these, more or less. Like $22 in our country, $25. And you can buy basically like the whole line of it for a price of one designer perfume. And that tells you what? You get 400 ml of juice, let's say out of a Rave now line. It costs, the whole line will cost you like maybe $90, okay, or below. So what? You're gonna get 400 ml of worth of juice, 4 different bottles, 4 different variation, and lasts long. It's no longer alcohol-based perfumes or cheap-smelling synthetic. Nowadays, if you smell, let's say, dupe of something original, it will smell pretty close to original by itself. Sometimes I smell it in the air. I can differentiate between Club Intense Man and Aventus, but average nose who just know nothing about perfume, they smell it. They're like, I'll tell you a story. A few days back, my friend, he said, I sold off my Baccarat Rouge. And I said, why do you do that? It's your favorite perfume. And he is my best friend. He said, brother, I went to mosque. I went to different places. Every, like, average Joe, not to insult anybody, but he said every Tom, Dick, and Harry is wearing that Baccarat Rouge smell. Maybe someone is wearing $5 attar. Some people are wearing $10 clone. And it sort of got him really like thinking, people ask me, like he said, people ask me that, are you wearing that attar or body spray that I used in market? And he's like offended. He's like, no, I'm wearing something that's worth $350. And then he's like, what's the point? Like, I do not smell any more unique. Sometimes, yeah, you can wear it for yourself, but it sometimes upsets people that, hey, that guy is just wearing Club de Intense Man and he smells just like my Aventus, and people are giving them compliments, not giving me. Sometimes people can get mad about it. Not everybody is saying chill dude, right? Another thing is, a lot of companies are mad. Why? Because yes, for good reasons, it's property theft, intellectual property theft. You can say like you're stealing our property, intellectual property, and you're making money out of it. And recently, some of the brands got sued by big companies because the bottles look kind of similar, names look very, very same. So that's a different issue. But ethically, ideally, people are not behaving same way everywhere. Example, if a Mancera is making, as I told you, Instant Crush, guys, that is very similar to Baccarat Rouge, but nobody is pointing at Mancera because it's a proper niche fragrance house, and people be like, go blind eye on that. But if a small house like Latafa does, people go like, haha. If you see Fragrantica, people are such uh, cartoons, because even before a fragrance is released, they downvote a fragrance. They don't even know how it smells like. It's not even out in the market. They downvote it because of the hatred. And then the, that mindset they have, like, oh, all clones are bad, all fragrances that designers, they are horrible. You cannot have a mindset like that. I'm telling you, fragrances are a lot more than just, having ego and stuff. If you cannot enjoy the game, what's the purpose of using fragrances? You're just getting more stressed out fighting with people over, you know, let's say perfumed water, right? So my point overall, The quality, some of this quality, if you smell Mahir, Latafas Mahir, if you smell this perfume, do not look at the bottle or the presentation or the brand. Bottle looks great. If you do not see the brand name and you smell it and you say, is it Udis Pahan or something like that, niche fragrance quality? Yes, it did happen. So in the air, if fragrance smells like very expensive, but they are not, it offends some people. Like, hey, $20 for that must be very cheap. Then you find a way to tell yourself, oh, it's a poor quality, right? So it's a funny little game. So there is the funny thing is whoever is wearing these cheap colognes, they don't claim they're wearing expensive stuff. They are happy to be having full bottle of a perfume for a price of a design or niche fragrance decant. Okay, 10 ml of Aventus will cost you more than any of these fragrances here. Okay, so for them that's not practical. They cannot use that 10 ml for very long. They can use 100 ml for a very long time, and then like have 10 different fragrances, and they can be absolutely happy about it, right? The problem rises when people have issues. They go like ha ha ha. Like a fragrance clone, they go ha ha. Maybe these guys are selling expensive fragrance in their boutique. I have blocked a guy a few days back for disrespecting me when on one of my posts, and he has been in our group for a very long time, and I didn't understand why he had to do that. For me, I do not go on his page and go haha, he was selling and ripping people off for $400, $500, $1,000, telling people this is such a brand. These are all the niche fragrances worth the money? You guys ask yourself, can you sincerely say, people who are, I'm not bashing anybody, I am on love side, I love every fragrance which smells nice, but I can tell you, just like the clone house, designer house, even niche houses, indie houses, the fragrances, they are not so crowd pleasers. Not everything is good. Not everything has a uh, charming vibe, right? So we do not go bashing those people who are selling or buying or using expensive perfume. We're happy for them. So the thing is, where is this happiness in these people who are rich? You are thinking, hey, those people do not deserve to smell like us. We are low royalty. We are novelty. We are something like high class people. These people do not deserve it. That's what they're trying to say, right? That's what, to me, it seems like. There was a reviewer. There are a few people in our country also say that, hey, he collects all these clone perfumes. He reviews these cheap perfumes. I don't mind. I don't have a complex. I love to review for everybody. I believe everybody should be treated like with equity, not equally, because I don't believe in that. Because even though human beings are all same, but you get what you work for. You know what I mean? Like, if you work really hard for it and you deserve it, that makes sense. But not everybody should be paid the same. That is something I don't believe. Because if you, let's say, are jobless, you're doing drugs and stuff, why would you have a great life? You will have a very bad life. If you work hard for something, you work honestly, then you have a good life. You earn good living, nice house, nice car, nice family, and all that. So my issue is, let people be happy. Why can't you let people be happy? Okay, and if you really want to go out there against all the niche designer fragrance who are making, let's say, something similar to your fragrance. There was a reviewer who told me, he was making fun of me, like, what is this? He's doing all this cheap garbage, all the, he destroyed a bottle on live. I do not respect the reviewer at all. And you guys, many of you know who that is. He is big fan of Guerlain. I have massive respect for Guerlain, and I had massive respect for him. What happened with him was, he didn't have much respect for other people, and it sort of made me disgusted. If you're not a nice person, I don't really care for your fragrance review. Okay, because you don't have the respect. Should you have respect for everybody? No. If you don't have, it's fine, but to be unfair, it's not great. And the fact is, now the funny fact is, these fragrances right here, or some of the affordable perfume houses, they're ruling the market. That's it. That's what's happening. People don't want to buy an expensive $300 cologne. They want to spend, like, they're interested in Latafa Mahir Legacy, for example. Okay, this fragrance right here. Okay, I reviewed a few days back. Same Mahir line. This is a clone of Sedley by Parfum de Marly. How much does it cost? $250, $260 for 120 ml. If you have the money, go for it. Good. But that Mahir one will get you better longevity, perhaps will get you attention and get better projection. That is the case with more or less all these fragrances. So it's a no-brainer, right? So last few examples I'll give is Tabak. Okay, it's a clone of Tabak Color by Dior, or something like Kismet Angel, like Angel Share, which is 50 ml for $220. This is what, 20 something dollars for 100 ml. So yeah, I mean, you do your maths and you choose what you want to do. Yes, some of these clones are not going to have the best original, like natural ingredients, but they will smell nice. That's the whole purpose, right? So in the end, my point, I finish with this. I think I explained everything, like what happened, how it sort of turned out. You do what you like to do, man. You can get whatever fragrance you like. You can be absolutely happy about your collection. If you only collect niche, I respect you. If you only collect designers, or only one house you believe in, or only one fragrance that you swear by, I respect you. This is the beauty of the game. And I think whatever makes you happy, you should do it. And that's the whole purpose of fragrance game. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Hopefully you'll enjoy this video. Take care. Bye bye.